there's one or two of those little ideas that people hold, that just hold them rigid like that throughout the whole
It's
experience.
unfortunate as well. We're taught it in school though, because they need us to work for, whoever out there needs people to work. So they don't want you to get a bunch of stuff for free. So as soon as you start asking, people, what they think about getting stuff for free, they go, oh, that's impossible. You never get that. That'll never happen. And we like to be an example of the fact that it is actually possible. We're standing in it, and we've given away nearly £6 million worth of stuff so far. And we're only just getting started.
Wow, I love that. I love that. I love that. And I get the feeling that you genuinely mean that. We're only just getting started. So I get the feeling. Right. There's some big dreams. Right.
This is the warm-up.
Well, I'm glad that we're still rolling.
Nothing yet.
So let's show me. Let's have a look around.
Yeah, sure.
I'm probably this particular. We have quite a few different spaces, and we're in just one of them now.
Right.
Probably the thing to point out here that's the most magical about this are all the books on the shelves, which you've probably seen behind and everything else. These are all books that have been given by lots of different people, publishing houses, different organizations, all freely given. We haven't paid for a single book on these shelves. We traded in anything apart from a phone call conversation or the physical act of bringing them in. And everything, we give them away for free. So all these books that you see on these shelves, if you come back in a couple of months' time, they'll all be different. And that's probably the meat and potatoes of this room that we're in here, and probably the most bizarre and crazy thing of everything. Beyond that, we've done our best to make it into a nice, inviting space. So, we've got, there's one of our things up there, that's a little thing from Hammond High there, where we gave away medals to people for being kind. Wow. And you can see one of the medals on there.
Oh, wow, love it.
It's actually made by the Chinese medal makers for the Olympics, and it's exactly the same thing, real Olympic gold medals.
Wow, is that gold? Can I touch it?
Yeah,
this is closer I'm going to get to Olympic gold. Well, I say that. Well, who knows?
We give those to people who are kind.
Right.
We set up a scenario where someone's carrying a heavy bag and someone comes along and helps them, and we pop out the woodwork singing for He's a Jolly Good Fellow, give them a medal, flowers and champagne, and they get celebrated for their act of kindness right there on the spot. And it's loads of fun, and it surprises them, and it's loads of fun.
Wow.
So we've got a few that we've got the now clocks I'm very proud of. These are clocks here that wherever they are on the dial, they all just point to now.
Right.
And people, the reason I made them is I had a long line of people, especially in our position, we do this, and they come and try to share their truth. They come and they say, it's very important. Do you understand that it's always now? And I'm like, well, yeah, it's been now for a very long time, buddy. So I made these to kind of illustrate that we understand that it's always now. It's kind of an entry level thing on the timeline, but they bring a lot of amusement.
Is there also an international angle? There's other people from different bits of the world who kind of the connections there. I'm just curious as well as that.
We get contacted from right across Europe, China, lots of bits of Asia, lots of Americans actually really dig what we're up to. We're very, very kind of noisy, loud group, and as a result of that, we've had a lot of coverage in a lot of different places. A lot of our videos, over 50% of our viewers on YouTube are Americans, stuff like that. So I think for the rest of the world, there's an added element because they expect something a little bit quirky and unusual from England. England is seen as a good starting ground for a lot of things, so it kind of fits into the international psyche that there's crazy stuff going on in England kind of thing. On the wall over there, there's the very first board we made the first morning that we did all this madness. You can see if you get in close to it, we did this on an A4 printer. So this is the original, and you can see and we just kind of, when we were decorating the place up, we thought, you can see there the holes where the screws went into the original thing. It's come a long way, even the logo since then, but you can still see that that's the beginning. Even then, we were the phone whisperers and stuff. We've got half a beetle over there covered in shells. This is something that somebody just came along and said, "Would you like this?" And it kind of fit, one of our visual
shells. They're actual shells.
They're actual shells. Yeah, this is we're strongly affected by Willy Wonka and his whole attitude and his whole setup. And those of you who are into Willy Wonka remember the room of halves. So we instantly thought, yeah, that works well. We got half of it here. But yeah, it's a half a beetle coming, and Rob asked him, is it Ringo or George? We moved furniture around here, but this is a kind of indoor-outdoor area. We decided we have clouds painted and a big umbrella. That's probably the world's biggest teddy bear
That's
in there.
pretty huge, isn't it?
It is pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I show scale by going in there?
Go, jump in there.
Yeah, can I just... So here's this dude. Pretty cool.
But you know, we embrace the fun and the colourful. We like when we decorate a building or we do anything. You're going to see the bus inside and out at the moment. We like everything to make people happy. Because if we're going to bother decorating or doing something, it might as well do the work of the kindness offensive while we're asleep.
Also, first class to show people that good guys don't always end up last.
Right.
Yeah. The very best of everything. in this place,
We're
left,
doing
right,
our
and
best
center.
to show that it's not just a whim and a thing that you do,
Right.
you know, on a Saturday. That being kind actually does bring a lot of nice things to you. And we're surrounded by them, and it's like we're hoping that it's an example to people to see that, hey, there really is something in this. It isn't just a good feeling.
Right.
It's been sold as a good feeling.
Right,
until
and
now.
the thing that just struck me then, and I hadn't, from the moment we started filming, I hadn't commented on it, but how you're wearing, how you're dressed, and how this place looks. Is that kind of deliberate? That also sometimes when people have had because when
It's
somebody's
almost like they know what they're doing, isn't it?
no, but it's interesting, isn't it? Because I guess sometimes that you were talking about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but there's something sometimes when visually, first of all, you're taken off into a different kind of a space. All of a sudden, you're then there and you're on that journey.
David's responsible for the design.
Right.
He's the
Don't
designer.
play
of the
that.
building. No, really. If it was me, I've got no sense. I like what I see, but I couldn't create something like this. But
We decided.
yes, it's all on purpose done to make that smile on your face right now.
Yeah.
We want to make a place where you walk in and you go, wow,
Right.
this is really cool.
We had, we decided as a group we needed a look because this is something all businesses have. What's our logo going to be? What's our website? And we decided, hey, look, we're the kindness offensive. We're trying to make ourselves happy, trying to make the world happy. So everything we do should be imbibed with that spirit. And so we've done our best to try and embody the idea. So the idea here is that take us out of this. So you come in here on your own. You go on. You see the bus as a punter walking by on the street. The hope is that without us, they stand alone and they'll make you smile. And they're doing what we set out to do when we do an offensive. When we hit the streets as people. We figure our artwork, the websites, the videos, they should all feed into the same idea.
Yeah. And I think there's something in that too, isn't it? That sometimes when people who may have even had nothing on paper to do with it, the fragrance, you've seen something or you've seen a video and that's made you smile and you thought, hey, there are people doing great stuff. That long train effect is quite extraordinary too, isn't it? Yeah, right. So we're off to see the bus.
It's called the Kinder Line. You can see up top it says Kinder at the top.
Right.
It's a 1965 Brute Master Badge.
Wow.
But when we got it, there was nothing inside it. So we
Right.
redid the whole inside.
Right. So you said that this was done by the guy who did the Smirnoff ads.
That's right.
Yeah.
His name's Charlie Tellard.
Wow.
And he did that for free for us.
Wow.
He did the whole design of the bus for free. And he's very much into the whole thing. And this, we're going to take a big step.
Right. Oh yeah. Even I'm a tall man. That's. Wow.
That's the last Wurlitzer they made.
Wow.
And it took me 2 years talking to a guy on the phone
Right.
to get him to send that to us.
Right. Yeah, excellent.
His name
So
is
it's a fully functioning jukebox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolfgang Hellmeyer.
Yeah. Just wondering if there's any good tunes on here. Let's
I
see.
don't know.
Right.
Now we go there.
When is this used?
We've taken old age pensioners to museums,
Yeah.
to farms. We've taken kids on their first birthday party out, that sort of thing. It's a thing where you can put about 38 people on it
Right.
and have a really good time.
Right. It's got a diner feel, hasn't it? It's got that kind of inside.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the bar, and that Coke machine is
Right.
the only one in the country.
Wow.
Coca-Cola didn't have a cooler
Right.
for us that would fit the style.
Right.
And I called the guy in the States who had this one, and he said, no, I can't send it to you because we're not allowed to send anything outside the continent.
Right.
And I said to him, well, come on, we're doing a good thing here. Have a look on the website, see what we do. We're going to put it in a bus, and all that. And he said, listen, he said, I'm not sending it over. He says, unless the CEO himself calls me, I'm not going to send it. And I said, well, can he call you on this number? And he said, what? I said, yeah, I've just been talking to him an hour ago. I said, if you want, I'll give you a call. And he said, well, if you can get him to call me. I said, yeah. Can he call you on this number? He said, yeah, I'll be here. So I called the CEO up who'd been looking, and I said, look, you guys have got nothing in your catalog that we can use. But this guy's got it. Have him send it over. He called him up, so boom, boom, and there it is.
Cool. That is cool in every sense.
The only one in the country. That's a flux capacitor. It's
Right, so what is this? So
it's a time travel thing from Back to the Future.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a perfect replica of the one that's in the car.
Oh, wow.
In the DeLorean. We thought this is made out of aluminium. This was.
Right.
And we thought it's very time travel-y, kind of.
Wonderful.
If you look at the jukebox and the seats and all the rest.
Yeah,
of that.
it is a bit of a throwback. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to see the top.
Right.
So there's the rocket.
Yeah,
we're talking about. Now,
So here's our rocket. Yeah.
so the nice thing about these is these tables, as you can see, this one's on the way down. They go down, and then we put a cushion across, and then we've got beds. So normally the table's like this, nice and solid, and then when you disconnect them and you drop those down, you make it into a bed.
Yeah. And what happens for people to qualify to wear these cool glasses?
Well, we give them out at events.
Fantastic.
So we give them, if you want a pair, you can have them.
Hey, that is very, very kind. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to keep this as a memento.
And, well, you'll like those. They'll suit you as well.
Let's just see.
Oh yeah.
I've got a double set of them. So it's that. Yeah, sure.
So, in the front here, we decided because the guys who are refurbishing buses, they want to make them look like they used to in the old days.
Right.
We got the original seats from the Routemaster bus, and the original material, the original paint. The original cork flooring came from the Routemaster Association. So this whole front here is exactly like this bus would have been in 1965, which fits into the time travel machine thing downstairs as well, because you can get into a time capsule here where you're in 1965.
Beautiful.
As it was, and it is all the genuine material.
Yeah.
This was part of my project here, was doing this bus.
Fantastic.
And I played at it for 2 or 3 years to get it to the stage.
It must be, at certain events, the bus must become a focal point, right? I guess when you the bigger events and so on, it must be really special.
It's a really good thing to be handing food out from, and also to be handing toys out from.
Yeah.
So we pull up, and then your kids can line up inside, and they get stuff given to them. We've done little Matchbox toys and things like that, at fairs and fetes and that sort of stuff. And the kids all walk off with a toy, and it's really quite nice. Nowhere near what they get at Christmas. They get really nice full-scale toys, but sometimes we get given extra stuff that we couldn't actually justify giving to someone as a Christmas present.
Right.
So we keep them behind, and then we'll come to an event, and then we'll just hand out those things for free, and the kids really love them. They get something like that, and that's downstairs. And it's a place where they're drawn to it. It's a very colorful thing to have sitting in your yard. So as long as they've got enough room for us to fit, it's 14 foot 6 inches.
Yeah.
We do quite a few things like that.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Right. Well, I think that's been great. We've now had the bus tour.
Do you see the bubblegum machine?
Oh, the bubblegum there. Excellent. It's fantastic. Wow. How cool is that?
It's good. The people who make it are called Beaver.
Right.
They're in Alberta, in the States, or in Canada.
Yeah.
And they're renowned for making the best bubblegum machines in the world.
How cool is that?
And I called them up and said, look, we've got a Coca-Cola machine downstairs, and we've got a Wurlitzer.
Yeah.
They're all top of the line, the best.
Right.
You guys are the best, so you want to have something in here as well. So they sent it over from Canada. They got shipped over.
Oh, brilliant. Wow, thank you so much.
So there you go.
That's a great tour.
Just going to turn some lights down.